All right, welcome in everybody to this episode of Fourth and Five, presented by Ortho Arkansas. Boy, do we have a lot to get to. There's so much to talk about in this edition. This week you're going to get a lot. You're going to get 3 different episodes this week. Yeah, we're pumping out content. A lot of people have been asking for it, and there's just a lot to cover. Best way to keep up with everything, just subscribe. I really appreciate it if y'all just hit that button real quick. Subscribe, that is, and we'll make sure you get everything. So, obviously, the game. I got a breakdown for you once again. But as I woke up day after the game, I saw this article come out from Andrew Hutchinson, and it seemed to be stirring a pot, no doubt about it, talking about Arkansas is in some beef with former players. Jarius Wright, Joe Adams, they were denied access from trying to go see their coach and go see all their awards. And a lot of people have been asking me, what do you think about this? Is there some truth to this? Do you feel like this is a problem? Is this all just hearsay? Well, good thing about Fourth and Five is we're going to do our research first before we start talking about it. And make sure you stay tuned, because this week, I figure you just might as well hear it from the people themselves. That's right. Jarius Wright and Joe Adams, both going to be on Fourth and Five this week to talk about that post that was put by Andrew Hutchinson, and I will just leave it at that. If you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications. You'll get a little ding on your phone as soon as that goes up. Should be very interesting, and I'll just leave it at that. And obviously, we might as well go ahead and start right now with the breakdown, and there's a lot to get to on tape, so I won't make you wait anymore. So the big talker all week was about physicality, coming out strong. Well, the very first drive of the game, Arkansas starts on defense we pick up the tape right here. In UAB, they weren't playing around. Physicality is the nature of the game, and as we take a closer look up front, these guys were having their way with Arkansas's defensive line. You see that incredible push right there on the very first play of the game. Second play of the game, they line it up and run it again. Look at that amazing push up front. Let's run it back just a little bit more. I mean, you got Cam Ball getting blown off the line of scrimmage. Linebackers need to do a little bit better job filling. I'll kind of show an example of that a little bit better. Number 22, he's a heck of an athlete, just a little bit slow to the point of attack sometimes. And then 3rd and 1, once again, wow, just up front running it. Being a very difficult team to tackle. I'll talk about maybe why they have some of those tackling issues here just a little later on. And then you pick up a 3rd and 5. And when you get in moments like this right here, 3rd and 5, mano y mano, who really wants it more? And these moments right here is about setting the tone, especially on the first drive of the game. UAB happened to be the one to set the tone on your own home turf. Didn't want any piece of that. Didn't show up to party. Got put in the ground right there. Hopefully that's some good learning tape right there to bring the wood next time. This is an interesting one, too, from our defensive line. Y'all, our defensive line, as I take a quick pause, issues when it comes to physicality, dominating the line of scrimmage, getting pass rush, just non-existent. We haven't even gotten to play the big boys yet. Now, Oklahoma State was pretty dang solid, and we did a good job against their run game, but when it comes to that pass rush, it's just nothing. When you got this tight end coming right here to kick out this defensive end, I mean, you see it, you should see it plenty enough. You can see he's really focused on this mesh point, but you need to understand the concept of what they have going on right here. They want to hand this ball off. That's why they're bringing this guy to kick you out. As soon as a DN sees that, they should make sure they hit that tight end so hard that they don't want to come across there anymore the rest of the game. That is hitting him so hard and maybe not necessarily even worrying about the tackle, but at least establishing for the rest of the game. If you're going to come down here and try to hit me as a tight end, you better strap your chin strap up for sure. That just wasn't the case. Too easy of a kick out for a much smaller player on that defensive end. Another thing I kind of want to talk about right here, linebackers don't seem to be very coordinated. This is a big problem. You really don't see it live until you go back and watch the tape. But right now, they're both filling in the A-gap on the same side. Just wasted space. That's just poor play on the defensive side. There's no reason they should do that unless there's some type of miscommunication. I don't know if Sori's supposed to be coming around the backside, or I have no idea, but you don't want two guys going into the same gap. That's definitely not how your defensive coordinator draws that one up. That's why that hole was so open backside. Sorry, a little late to the party. Had a chance to maybe get a tackle for a loss or at least a tackle for no gain at all. All right, let's go ahead and keep this ball rolling. UAB doing their thing. Another handoff right here, and this is situations that pop up a little bit too much from our defensive line. When we do a great job up front and get past the first line of scrimmage right there, the first line of defense, I would say. Great job by Gregory right here, using his hands, getting off the block. You got to make that play. This should be a tackle for a loss. This should be about 2nd and 14, 2nd and 13. Just got to get a little bit more athletic ability right here. Kind of get horizontal. Make sure you get this play. That was unfortunate. Missed a big opportunity right there. All right, let's keep it going. Still on the first drive of the game, 2nd and 7. And once again, look at everybody. Look at Landon Jackson. Look at our Mike linebacker. Look, he's still pointing to the safety. The ball's already snapped. I'm going to show you why that's going to be an issue here in a second. Just not ready to go. Communication is poor. Coming out flat, not locked in. This is why you end up in a situation where you're just getting completely owned against a much lower level opponent. It is what it is. All right, here we go. This was very fascinating to me. All right, you see the celebration from my DB right here, right? Look at him. He's saying, I got the straps on him. I got the straps on him. All right, first of all, let's be real for a second. Let's go ahead and slow that down. That was an amazing catch by that receiver. And you were about 6 inches away right there for his foot being in bounds and you making a top 10 play on the unfortunate side on SportsCenter. All right, we're going to move on from that. The bigger issue, like I said, communication is a big thing. I think our Mike linebackers, super talented, super fast, moving north and south, all that fun stuff. I still think they lack a little bit about getting to their fits a little faster, make sure they're going with the flow where they're supposed to be. And then in pass coverage, they missed right here. This should have been 7 on the board as we roll it back. Our Mike linebacker, I believe, based off our safeties, we're in some type of cover 2 man. And you can see the safety split right there. That Mike linebacker, I believe, is supposed to carry this seam going down the middle of the field, but miss assignment right here. He's wide open. Look at that. Should have been a touchdown on the first drive of the game for UAB. They end up settling for a field goal. Now we get to the first drive of the offense, and this is one right here. You don't like that. The great play call. You would love Taylen to maybe figure out a way to get that ball to Sustainia coming across, but this was promising. Great push up front. Blocked up awesome. Woo! Jaquindon Jackson off for the races. As we take a closer look, I'm going to show you a very pivotal individual on this football team that we need to get back ASAP. Number 63, Nichols, our center, playing with a bum ankle. Look at that. Staying on that block, driving his feet, and leaving it open just enough for good old Jaquindon to get through. He ended up going out of this game, and it showed, and I will show you that when we look at some tape a little bit later on. All right, let's keep this ball rolling. Unfortunate play right here. This was the pick thrown by Taylen, and now I will dig more into Taylen here in just a second, but he locks in on his receivers way too much. I mean, he gives away his throws with his eyes. See, he's looking at Armstrong, and he has picked Armstrong to be his number 1 receiver. He throws it to him almost every play. Telegraphing his throws, and this linebacker sees it right here. Doesn't take the bait up front. Now, it'd be nice if Sustainia got a little bit more in front of that guy's face, but this window is just way too tight and saw it coming from a mile away. He just needs to do a lot better job with his eyes and not picking who he wants to throw it to before the ball snaps and just locking on it. That's an easy one. Should have gone for 6. Luckily, we got an athletic quarterback to make a play right there. Here's a little bit wider view. Like I said, this just isn't the move. He should understand where the safety is, single high safety, how far these DBs are off on the right side. It's going to be some type of zone. So what they did early was kind of leave those 2 linebackers in the middle just in case Taylen wants to get a little frisky and start scrambling. So they're kind of like these spies, but they're also playing this zone as well and sitting right in that zone for an easy interception. Probably should have went to the outside receiver on that one. And then just to keep it rolling, I kind of talked about communication again. Look at the defense right here. UAB's lined up. They are ready to go. 2nd and 10. What are we doing? Everybody's hollering, saying, move here, pointing here. I mean, just completely out of place, not ready to go. Horrible angles right here. You got all 3 of these guys going inside this one block. Just not ready to play. Don't get it. I really don't get it. All right, hopefully there's some tape they can learn from. All right, let's transition. We're going to get into Taylen Green now. The thing about this guy, he can make plays like this. All right, 3rd and 10. You need to make something happen. Extends the plays with his legs, eyes downfield, big time catch on 3rd down. Everybody goes crazy. I'm looking at it like these plays right here that are his worst enemy. I would say that because he sees them and then he says, look at that play I made. Didn't have to do all that. And once we start playing against higher caliber talent, I don't think he's going to be able to run around like that as much. See right here, a perfect play call on 3rd and 10. He has no reason to get out of the pocket. And watch this scheme right here. Armstrong, right now, ball needs to come out. Perfect protection, no reason to scramble, and he's looking right at him. These are the moments that I have a hard time with Taylen because I don't understand what's keeping you from throwing this ball right now. Lack of trust. You don't believe in your own arm. Are you seeing something that we don't see? Because that's just about as clear of a picture as you can get right there. Or are you just relying on your legs too much? And I think that was the situation right here. Now, like I said, the thing about it is we don't really pay attention to that as much because he makes incredible plays, but I think that's going to come back to haunt him a little bit later. All right, another play right here. Great job. Don't forget Nichols got hurt, our starting center. So now the backup is in. Had a little issue with the snap right here. Taylen gets it and then improvises, making something out of nothing. These are the ones as well where I think he just needs to be smart. As soon as he threw this ball, I knew every coach on that sideline held their breath. Throwing into traffic, Armstrong makes a great catch. I guess we'll take it. And then you see plays like this, kind of the same thing where he throws these high-risk balls. Should have been the 2nd interception of the day. Whew. These are things I wish he would kind of get away from. It's just hard to do it when you have a guy who can sometimes hit them and sometimes can't. That would have been a devastating blow right there. Now let's talk about missed touchdowns. There was 3 of them that I saw that were blatant. If I missed a couple more, please leave a comment. I will show those and break those down. But this is an interesting one right here. This is the one that he threw very high to a wide open guy. Now, once again, he was late. I don't know why he wasn't eyeing him down the entire time. As you can see, he goes to the right side of the field and then gets back to Armstrong a little bit late. That ball should have came out. I believe that's Broden. Sorry. Ball came out a little too late, but it's an easy cover 2 look, and the ball should have been out right now. Look at that. Now, the thing is, I get these linebacker spies, like they've kind of been running. They're a little deep. What happened was Jaquindon, look at him. He has a hard time kind of getting out into that little check down area, kind of falls down. If he was able to get maybe to the 10-yard line, it brings those linebackers up, opens up that window a little bit more. But that still shouldn't have mattered. That ball should have been out on a rope in the back of the end zone for an easy touchdown. Another situation right here where these are the ones that you go back on tape and you have to say, all right, Taylen, great job with your legs, getting the first down on that 3rd down. This one right here, we need you to understand sometimes you just got to take one on the chin. I get it wasn't blocked up right. We got our backup center in, but you have to stay in that pocket. Know you're about to get rocked by about a 330-pound guy. Get the ball to where it's supposed to go for a touchdown. All right, take a look right here. This is a perfectly drawn-up play. Look at our tight end, Washington, right there. Right now, he's beat the defender. The ball should be out right now, but you see this guy right in front of Taylen's face. He's about to clean his clock if he steps into this throw and completes it. And I think he just didn't want it. Or he doesn't trust the concept about throwing it early. We've been saying this a while for Taylen. He's really late getting that ball out. But I think if he stays in the pocket, takes one on the chin, I mean, just look at it. I mean, that's a touchdown. There's no safety there. Everyone was down in the box. I mean, the look pre-snap was there. There was no safety. That's one guy you had to beat. And we're in the end zone, and that was such a pivotal moment in the game. And then another one right here, 3rd quarter. It is 1st and 10, 2020, getting down in the red zone. Perfect play action. See how everybody bit up? It's because Jaquindon is having a great game. We'll show that here in a second. But this is about as easy of a throw and catch you can get. Underthrows it in the dirt, completely wide open. I mean, look at Armstrong right here. Step, boom. I mean, just got to make this throw. Those you have to have. Those against big-time games, hell, it almost happened this game, will come back and haunt you and you end up losing. That's 3 touchdowns left on the board just from not wanting to stay in the pocket, take one on the chin, and the other one are just bad throws. Those are tough. All right, now the thing with him is, this is what gets me with Taylen. The reason I'm on him is because I actually do believe he can get the job done because he shows it on tape. I see it all the time. There's other quarterbacks we had where I couldn't say that's the case, and I would say he's probably time to move on to someone else. But then he has these glimpses. I talk about getting the ball out. Take a look right here. It's a quick 1, 2, 3 step drop. Get the ball out quick. Easy. I don't get what the problem is. That's how you're coached up to do it. And he just gets away from it because the very next play, he gets in his drop. Ball should be out right now. He waits, hitches, and then gets it out. It's late. Goes for an incompletion. Like I said, we see that he has the ability to get it done. I just don't know what the holdup is. And then another one right here. We talk about some very tough throws. Look at this one. Are you kidding me? Feeling pressure in the pocket, fading away, drops a dime on the sideline to Armstrong. You can't throw that ball any better. And our guy Taylen Green shows on tape that he can do it. That's why I get frustrated with him. So Taylen, if you're watching this, I'm not hating on you. If I didn't think that you could get it done, I wouldn't even waste my time doing this breakdown on you in the first place. I know you're a great player, all right? We just got to tighten this stuff up to get it done, or we're just going to lose some ball games. That's just what happens, all right? So you've shown us you can do it. Let's just do it at a consistent level. That was an incredible throw, a very difficult throw, and you have it in the bag. And then you get in a situation like this where you got to have these throws, even though it is 3rd and 23. It is 27-30. It's a third quarter. You need to put points on the board. We understand you're probably not going to go for it all. We just need to get a manageable field goal because, our kicker struggles a little bit. And there was yardage to be picked up right here, even on this 3rd and 23 right here. But you throw the ball behind your receiver. I mean, the window is there. He's on the sideline exactly where you want him. You just throw the ball behind him, and he's not able to complete or at least catch this ball, and you leave all that yardage on the field. Got to have those throws. I know that was a difficult one, but I know you can get it done. Let's get it done. All right, let's keep it moving. And now it's time to talk about these receivers. As much as we talk about Taylen, it ain't just Taylen, y'all. I saw some stuff on tape where our receivers had a hard day. Broden, I think, is starting to have a little bit difficult time. You can see this one right here. He's running a slant route up top. Got to give him a little bit more at the top. When you're one-on-one like this in these situations, getting closer to the red zone, you have to win your one-on-one matchups. You just have to, and he's been struggling with those of late. Concept right here, just see he's all on him, didn't create enough space. Now he's getting pushed down, closing that window. Yeah, that's getting locked down right there. Here we go, 2nd and 12. Got to catch balls. 2nd and 12. Look at Taylen right here. Sometimes I get onto him for getting out of the pocket when he doesn't need to. Sits in this pocket. Great pass protection from your O-line. Look at that. As easy can be. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, I don't even have to say anything on that one. That's tough. Another one right here. 3rd and 12. Very tough situation as far as trying to pick up this first. And then you have great protection right here. And then you have Broden. Look at this route. This is our 6'6", 6'7" guy. At no point does that DB feel threatened. Running very high, pads straight up in the air. Not very good with his break. Takes way too long to settle this down. But even now, this is where you're 6'7". You got the arm span. You're bigger than this guy, where you almost block him out, use your body. Just very bad out of the route, falls down. I believe if he stays up, he catches that ball, and you convert that 3rd and 12. Got to have him. Another situation right here, 3rd and 5. Taylen getting out of the pocket. At first, I thought was way too early, but when you go back and look and see what he sees, I kind of get it. Our receivers right here, spacing in these concepts are killing them. Stop right there. I mean, if I were Taylen, I would understand. Like, I got my guys running into each other. And then out of that break, you see, who was that, Satania? He's floating. He needs to come flat. If he continues to float and run upfield, that DB is going to undercut him, and it's a very easy interception. Just small things when it comes to running routes they struggle with. This is a 2nd and 16. Back to our receivers. Plays like this, you got to have it. Perfect play call. He sneaks it right in that window. Even Armstrong licked the ball on the tuck. It wasn't a great day for our receivers or quarterback either. This one, too, a great learning experience from Broden. Takes a hit, loses it. Very catchable ball. But the problem here, when he makes this break, right here, he needs to flatten this out. You have to attack the ball as a receiver, but you can see him start floating deeper and deeper. And one, you're running into the defense, but it leaves more time right here, as you can see, to get hit and not have enough time to go and secure that ball. All right, we're talking about our receivers, and here's another one right here. Now, Taylen didn't have time to get this ball out, but let's just pretend he does. Concepts right here. I don't think you're supposed to have two guys running into each other. Look at Tesla and look at Armstrong. If you throw that ball across the middle, it's just, and you have that guy in the middle creating spacing, just a sloppy receiver, sloppy route running from our receivers in that game. All right, let's keep it rolling as I talk about one guy. I was on to Jaquindon Jackson when it came to pass protection last week. This was promising to see. He learned a little something. Take a look at this play right here. It's beautiful. That's exactly what you want from a back who is not just worried about running the ball, but takes pass protection serious. He sees his responsibility coming. He doesn't wait on him. He doesn't wait for him. He meets him in the hole. I mean, that right there, beautiful. That's beautiful from Jaquindon Jackson. Would love to have that catch right there. We end up getting a roughing the passer. Still need that catch, but beautiful by Jaquindon Jackson. And speaking of him, let's talk about some good things. Offensive line, great job right here. Look at Jaquindon, so patient when he runs. Woo, that's special right there. And look at our lineman running downfield. Hey, there's good things on tape too. I promise you that. Here's another one from Jaquindon. This should have been a tackle for a loss right about here. But his ability to make something out of nothing, stay on his feet, and just fall forward, that's huge. Then you had a 2nd and 8. And this, I can't give all the praise to Jaquindon. Check out my fullback right here. Let me run that back. You talk about committing. Hey, y'all, being a fullback is different. The fullbacks are built different, all right? They're a little weird in the head, and they got a couple screws loose. Look at this guy run full speed into this linebacker and sacrifice his body to open up this hole. Look at that. Let's get it. I mean, he takes it on the chin. He gets knocked down. I don't care. That's beautiful. I'll take that any day of the week. All right, let's keep it rolling. Another Jaquindon one right here. Offensive line doing a great job. Look at that cut and roll, throwing the body on the ground, and him seeing these holes and just hitting them. I mean, but let me go back. Look at this O-line. Look at him. This is 4 or 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, pushing these two dudes downfield, allowing that cut back right there. Big time blocking, big time running. 4th and 1. Now, this is the thing. When everything's blocked up perfect, look right here. Fullback. Maybe got away with a hold. It is what it is. But when everything's blocked up and leave your running back one-on-one, I'll take Jaquindon any day of the week. Look at this. Come here. Give me that. Give me that. Get the extra yards. That's some fun running from here. Now, this is interesting that I saw on tape, and it popped up a lot. I talked about the poor tackling earlier. So earlier in the week, we had a sound bite from our DBs, and hell, I'll just go play it to remind you.
There's definitely emphasis. I think just rushing the quarterback more, getting our hands up, trying to rip the ball out.
I feel like we need to, have a bigger emphasis on just taking shots, like Nico said, ripping the ball out every chance we get. Because we watched film and we saw that running back. I think one of them had 2 fumbles, so we're gonna try to, get that ball out and.
Okay, so now the thing with that emphasis, the thing you worry about, and we talked about this before the game even started on our broadcast, is we're worried that if you focus on getting that ball out, sometimes you forget, oh, shoot, I got to tackle this guy too. And it popped up a few times throughout this game. And I really think that emphasis kind of made the tackling very poor in some situations. And here's the proof. Sometimes it's good as broadcasters when we talk about, when you worry about this is one thing to look for, and then it pops up on tape. Great play call right here. And look at number 8. All he wants is the ball. Doesn't even get the tackle. You can see it better from this view right here. So that right there is really good learning tape, because I think coaches sometimes just put an emphasis on all these things and just assume they don't have to remind you, oh, yeah, by the way, tackle first. Second guy come and try to get that ball out. Or if you have them wrapped up, then try to get it out on the way down. But you can't just go for the ball and only the ball, especially when a guy's that close to the end zone, or period, any point in the field while they're still running. yeah, that was hard to watch on tape, but a great learning experience. And so, very, very interesting tape here this week. Jaquindon Jackson, MVP of the day, no doubt about it. Struggling with our backup center. Hopefully we get things worked out there, and hopefully our backups can get up and rolling because Nichols, I believe, had a very tough injury. At least it looked like with the grimace of pain he had on his face when it came to that ankle. Going to need that position solid on the road against Auburn. Taylen, kind of same old things. There's been enough tape now, in my opinion, for the conversations to happen, at least between Taylen and Coach Petrino, of we have to get these fixed. We've done it enough weeks now. Get it out of your system. We got to get the ball out on time. You have to trust the concepts, know where the ball's supposed to be, read the defense, a little too much improvising sometimes, but that's tough to say with a player like that who's so dynamic with his legs and can make amazing things happen. So that's going to be a very interesting relationship and open line of communication between Coach Petrino and Taylen. Defensively, wake up. Where y'all at? Going to need it, especially up front. I get it. A lower team, you kind of come out flat. You're not as pumped up. That was even kind of alluded to. Practice didn't seem to go that well, and it showed on game day. Once again, good learning experience. Hopefully they grow from. So a lot of things to take away from this game. Now, I didn't talk much about the O-line because I'm going to save that for Grant Cook. And the reason I say that, because I want to show you all this play right here. Again, things on tape as I press pause. I never really quite understand why there's just offensive linemen standing around when your quarterback's getting smoked. Look at that. You got 3 guys blocking 1 person, and your quarterback's getting sacked. They only brought 2 people right there. I don't know. I really don't know the answer. That's why we're going to have Grant Cook come on a little bit later this week to explain that to you and break it all down. A lot on tape, I think, is all still fixable. But I would say I felt better after the Oklahoma State game than I did against the UAB game because the things that are starting to continue to pop up on tape, I thought we would be able to fix by now. Now I'm starting to see it's a little bit more of a concern, specifically our defensive line up front. I would say the communication on the defensive side of the ball, making sure these guys fit into the right gap and get there quicker, and quarterback situation. Receivers were a little sloppy. They've shown me that they're better than that. So that was surprising to see on tape as well. But make sure y'all stay tuned, subscribe, because like I said, Joe Adams, Jarius Wright, they're going to join me. And I actually even reached out to the football or the athletic department and had a word with them as well about how that situation went down, because to me, it sounded like that article that came out was I didn't necessarily like the vibe of it. I really didn't. And I'm not sure the motive behind it, the intentions behind it. I didn't feel like there was a lot of research done behind it before you publish an article like that. And like I said, I'm still reading up and trying to reach out to people to learn a little bit more. But before I give any more speculation, like I said, I think it's best just to hear from the people who the article was written about. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. If you don't want to miss it, hit the subscribe button and the like button. Big shout out too. Just hit over 3,000 subscribers on our page. Every time I'm out and about, it doesn't matter where I'm in, football games, Kroger, people say they love the podcast. We're going to keep it coming. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Appreciate y'all so much. We're watching 4th and 5.